Howdy also is back at it again with another video. And before I get into what I want to talk about this evening, because we do have a good amount of Yang related news to report, I do want to talk about this tweet I made right here, where I say dot at Alexander Van Man and I are going to Des Moines, Iowa together to help Andrew Yang win. You heard that right. I am bringing another fellow Youngster, along for the ride to all the way to Iowa. So, because power in numbers, and that is true, especially when it comes to the Yang Gang. We need 900 to rent a car for the length of the trip, January 6th to February 4th. Please help us, Yang Gang. Y'all know what it is. It's the return of the GoFundMe, and we actually already have someone that donated $10. So thank you so much to that person who donated $10. So yeah, basically, me and Alexander are going to Des Moines, Iowa, together. And here's a description of the GoFundMe. With the power of the Yang Gang, I was able to raise $1,200 to stay in Iowa from January 6th to February 4th, which is true. Now I'll be bringing another Yang supporter along for the ride. We need about 900 to be able to rent a car for the duration of our stay in Iowa. We simply can't get around fast enough in Des Moines, Iowa on foot. Please help us, Yang Gang, so we're able to canvass every day in Iowa as efficiently as possible. Thank you. So, yep, the goal is $900. That is what me and Alexander calculated together to hopefully um, make it more easier for us to canvas. Oh, and also, as Alexander tweeted here, they said, woohoo, can't wait. We need a gang van. We'll also drive other youngsters around, which is true. We are going to drive other people around. Anyone in Iowa that is down or that is going to be going there to canvas or is already there and wants to help out, they'll be taking the wheel and driving around. So yeah, that's going to be fun. And yeah, that's what I wanted to shout out. If you want to help, like, y'all already made me go to Iowa. Like, I am staying there for 4 straight weeks. Now, if y'all want to make it easier for me and my buddy to, get around Iowa more easier, campaign, knock door to door, hand out flyers, put down door hangers on doorknobs, then please consider donating. We are already $10 through the $900 goal. Let me do a quick refresh. We're still there, but yeah, definitely consider donating. And we don't have the biggest time frame, but I know we can do it. But yeah, moving on to what I want to talk about. I know I'm a little bit late to news, but we saw Yang, Klobuchar, and Steyer see a rise in favorability post December debate. Going into the details, the Morning Consult poll saw a 7% percentage increase for Andrew Yang, our boy Andrew Yang, in terms of favorability. And if I am correct, this actually puts Andrew Yang above Pete Buttigieg. It puts Yang in fourth place in among the top candidates, ranking with the highest favorability across the whole field. Klobuchar and Steyer both saw a 5% increase. And yeah, Yang after debate is now has 34% favorability, which is good, especially with his low name recognition and all that. It actually makes it harder, even more impressive to have that good of a favorability. And yeah, that was the poll, I believe, where Yang got 5%. Yeah, that Morning Consult poll. And yeah, it's just great. It's just good to see that it's simply true that the more people know about Andrew Yang, the more support he gets. Like, it's an advantage that Yang doesn't have any skeletons in his closet or anything like that. Like, and even then he doesn't even, like, why would he worry? Because he's like the most honest, most relatable, most down to earth candidate of the Democratic candidates still in the running. And so yeah, that's good to see. He passes Pete Buttigieg in fourth place. And second article here. So this Hill article might just seem to be about the new caregivers ad, but it goes a little bit deeper than that. We have some information here. So there was an internal memo. Well, actually, let's go ahead and watch the caregivers ad, because why not? I think it was actually a really good ad. So let's watch it real quick. But yeah, there is more to the article than meets the eye, which is why I wanted to cover it. But let's watch the advertising first.
The work of so many caregivers goes unseen. Whether it's caring for parents or, like me, staying at home with young boys, one of whom has special needs. If my husband, Andrew Yang, is president, he'll fight for Medicare for all with mental health coverage and for $1,000 a month for every American, including caregivers, because Andrew values what we do, not just for our families, but for our nation.
I'm Andrew Yang, and I approve this message.
So that was a great advertisement. Like, I really love that Evelyn narrated this one, because I mean the advertisement is called caregivers, and she herself is a caregiver, taking care of her and Andrew Yang's two kids, while Andrew Yang is on the campaign trail, or has been on a campaign trail for months and months now, like over half a year. Being away from the kids, that can definitely take a toll. And yeah, Evelyn is still there taking care of the kids. And actually, I think she's been more on the trail lately, so they're probably having a close friend taking care of them. But yeah, it's great. Oh, look, my video is in the recommended. That's funny. But yeah, overall, great ad. Really, I don't believe this is the one. No, the Social Security one is the one that the Yang campaign planned to air after the debate. So this one is like out of left field, but it's a nice surprise for sure. And of course, this is already airing in Iowa. But what I really wanted to show about this article is that there has been internal memos from a Ryan, I believe his full name is Nick Ryan, sent, like, I guess to journalists. Like, it's an internal memo, so I guess it's not, not everyone has this info, but the Hill did report on it, and we have some pretty juicy information. Let's talk about it. So Nick Ryan, related to our fundraising, says that the campaign has already passed the 10 million mark for the third quarter. Now, I know last video I said we were gonna raise 20 million, and I still stand by that statement. I think the Yang campaign are kind of being low key, that they funded or raised over or close to $20 million, and I do believe that they are going to hit the 20 million mark if and when we get this $3 million end of Q4, end of the year goal. I still stand by my statement that we're gonna end the quarter with a big headline that says Andrew Yang campaign raises $20 million in quarter four. And if I'm wrong, then so be it. I will be the first to admit I am wrong. But I've just looked at the numbers and I've asked around, and I'm 99% sure we're going to finish the quarter with $20 million. But yeah, moving on. Oops. More info here. Yang hauled 2 million in over 10 days. Well, we knew that. An additional 750,000 24 hours after the debate. The campaign now has more than 350,000 individual donors who have given an average of $29. So of course we have the threshold. We blew way past the threshold of for donors required for the January debates. Okay. Nick Ryan says here, a really interesting part. He says internal polls point to us being on the cusp of bursting into the top tier of candidates. So this isn't the national polls that everyone has information and availability to. Unipac, Fox News polls, Morning Consult, NPR, Politico, Emerson. Nick Ryan isn't talking about that. They're talking about polls that the Yang campaign themselves conduct internally, and every campaign does this. But I'm pretty sure the Yang campaign seems like one of the few, if only, campaigns to talk about their internal polling, and it looks good so far. And Nick Ryan is as confident as to say, according to their data that only they have, Yang Yang is close to breaking into the top tier candidates. So this is really exciting. Nick Ryan says, Nick Ryan continues saying in Iowa and New Hampshire, internal polling shows that 8 out of 10 voters have heard about Yang in the past few weeks. So wow, those TV ads are doing their thing. That name recognition is higher than ever. So, more information here. In Iowa, the campaign's poll found that Yang's name ID has risen to 96%, up from 53% in early September. Wow. While his net favorability rating has increased by 34 points. Dang. Giving him a 47-point net positive favorability. Wow. So Yang has an approval rating apparently of 47% in Iowa, according to internal polling, and his name recognition is almost, or name ID, same thing I assume, has risen to almost 100%. So wow, like the Yang campaign has done their part of telling people who Andrew Yang is, and now it's up to the canvassers like myself and my friends who will also be there. It's going to be up to people like us, the volunteers, not to just, like, we don't have to inform who Andrew Yang is. We don't have to really introduce. Now it's time to actually convince and show why Andrew Yang is the best choice. Because according to internal polling, Yang is quite known in Iowa and New Hampshire, finally. More information here. The campaign's poll found that 9% of caucus goers consider Yang to be their first or second choice, a 4-point jump since mid-November. Pretty good. It's almost double. 58% of likely caucus goers say they would consider supporting Yang. Wow. A 10-point gain over the past month, according to the campaign's polling. And in New Hampshire, the campaign said Yang's net favorability rating has jumped 30 points since mid-September. Wow. 41 points in New Hampshire and 47 points in Iowa. Wow. With 92% of voters saying they're familiar with the candidate, up from 59%. So yeah, the TV ads, like I said, they're doing their thing. Now it's up to the volunteers and canvassers to go down there and prove why Yang is the top choice, the top candidate. 51% of voters in New Hampshire now say they'll consider voting for Yang, of 19 points since the fall, according to the internal poll. Dang. So Nick Ryan says what that means is that as Andrew's message is communicated to voters both through paid communications and personal interactions, his personal standing and support continue to grow, said Ryan. At a time when other campaigns are faltering, Andrew is well positioned to move into the top tier of candidates. Wow. I think we're in for something special, Yang Gang. I really do. Like, this internal polling, now I'm not sure exactly how they're doing their internal polling, but if they're so as confident as to publicly talk about it, well, actually it was an internal memo, but if they're able to do memos about it, like, I think they really trust their own numbers. It would make sense too. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. It's time for Patreon time, where I read my Patreon peoples. So we have AUZ with $10, Nikita M with the $60, KCW with the $10, Lee Z with the $10, Lily C with the $5, Raging Newbie 2 with the $5, Craig R with the $20, and a newcomer arrives. We have Lords or Lordess, sorry if I messed that up, JC with the $10. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And yeah, that's about it from me, everybody. If you're still watching, please do consider donating to the brand new GoFundMe. You can see it right here. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. If you're watching this in a day, I hope you have a good day. And if you're watching this tonight, I hope you have a good night. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see y'all later. Peace.